Tonight on Q2, tackling a growing crisis.
It is homegrown right here.
In light of cases both locally and nationally, we dive into the dangers behind sex trafficking and the warning signs before it's too late. Plus, flames of fury. Wildfires erupt across Custer County, one forcing evacuations near Miles City. And aviation and anthems.
This is a way to kind of give back and show everybody, you know, today's a day of celebration of America.
Pilots and patriots take to the sky and streets of Red Lodge to celebrate a timeless tradition. The MTN 530 News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening and a happy 4th of July to everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm David J. Our top story, tackling a growing crisis. And in an 8-year period from 2015 to 2023, human trafficking cases in Montana increased by 1,900%, from 7 to 143. And now, in light of recent cases both locally and nationally, one involving a Billings doctor, the problem is back in the spotlight. Tonight, Q2's Matt Carmack breaks down the dangers behind these crimes and warning signs to notice before it's too late.
We've all heard the stories and made up our own ideas about what it looks like.
That act has been around forever and ever.
Human trafficking. You see it on the national news. The stories heartbreaking and endless.
Sean Combs has not sexually assaulted anybody.
For instance, just Wednesday, popular rap artist Sean Diddy Combs was found not guilty on 2 charges of sex trafficking and guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. But these crimes aren't just in New York City or Los Angeles. Human trafficking crimes are right here in Billings.
It is homegrown right here.
Last Monday, a former Billings doctor who did contract work for St. Vincent Regional Hospital, Usman Khan, pled guilty to interstate transportation in aid of racketeering, where he paid and arranged to have commercial sex with the minor.
It is oftentimes those people in power.
Before the crime, Khan communicated with a Lame Deer woman by the name of Veronica Clarice Baker, who has since pled guilty to sex trafficking of a minor. Following the recent news, I met up with Penny Ronning, the president of the Yellowstone Human Trafficking Task Force, who tells me human trafficking is different than what it appears on TV.
That victim is most likely going to know that trafficker, and it's going to be through, someone that they know, love, or trust.
In Baker's case, the victim was staying with her at the time, even babysitting her children. Penny says that's what human trafficking looks like most of the time in the modern era.
Really, the invention of the internet and smartphones has changed trafficking from a street corner or some other visible location to an invisible location where the trafficker and the buyer meet online.
And she says those involved are often walking among us, with the buyer typically a wealthy, well-established person in society.
And the younger the child, the higher the price. Think about who can afford that. Think about who can afford $900 an hour.
Penny says the work to end sexual exploitation against children is far from over. But luckily, progress has been made since the task force was established in 2016.
We've now had more than 40 federal convictions on human trafficking within the state of Montana. That's an enormous number.
In Billings, Matt Carmack, MTN News.
Tonight, evacuation orders remain in place for a Custer County subdivision as a wildfire erupted last night. The Miller Creek fire, burning about 25 miles southwest of Miles City, has already burned 560 acres and continues to threaten structures. Those evacuation orders came in around 9:30 last night by the Custer County Fire and Sheriff's Departments for all residents between Ridge Drive and Woodland Drive in the Moon Creek subdivisions. Crews are asking everyone to use Moon Creek Road to SH Road as the primary evacuation route. As of now, no structures have been burned and firefighters were able to make some progress overnight. But weather conditions continue to be a concern. And fire crews there have been stretched thin as Custer County has seen 16 fires sparked over the last 48 hours. Many of those believed to be caused by lightning, and firefighters have been able to contain most of them. Currently, there are more than 60 active wildfires across the state, with nearly 25 beginning in the last 24 hours alone. The Custer County Fire Warden says to stay prepared in times like this and get to know your evacuation route. The recommendation is to protect your property by clearing all brush and debris from around your home and make sure any outdoor equipment or fuel is stored safely and away from possible hazards. Lastly, prepare to evacuate your pets and livestock, and if you need help, contact your local animal control services.
A very active Independence Day as far as the weather is concerned. We have that band of rain and thunderstorms pushing right across central and now southeastern Montana. We've had some stray trace amounts of rain around the Billings area, just some sprinkles here and there, but they're developing into more thunderstorms between Custer and Hardin right now. We've had some very strong wind gusts around Worland and Grey Bull, gusts between 50 and 67 miles an hour with some of those thunderstorms. Also, some areas of rain have pushed over Sheridan, more over parts of Carter County now with some isolated thunderstorms, and more active weather from Terry southwestward all the way past Forsyth and just to the south of Hysham. We have better chances for strong to severe thunderstorms Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. Your forecast coming up.
Today is America's birthday, where freedom rings proud. Those celebrations often include lighting the sky with fireworks. But those big bangs often have their risks, leading to such things as fire starts or injuries. Tonight, Q2's Hannah Pettiferi has some tips for the trade so your celebrations don't go up in smoke.
It's not just the 4th of July, it's the 4th of July week.
Ashley Hamilton, a nurse at St. V's, says the 4th of July is always a busy time in Billings and across the country.
There was over 10,000 that were firework related, including kids, all different ages.
Hamilton says often those injuries can be blamed on reckless behavior.
People can kind of get careless when they're trying to have a good time.
James Fuller with TNT Fireworks says safety is the top priority.
Every family that chooses to use consumer fireworks in Montana does it being safe.
He says that starts with making sure the product is legal.
When you buy from a reputable dealer, you know you're buying product that's legal and it's consumer-based product.
Another important factor, location, where you light up your fireworks.
Make sure you pick the right location, a proper location that you can have a good, safe distance between you, the person lighting the fireworks, and the spectators.
And he adds, have water close by.
Bring a 5-gallon bucket of water and have that near your show.
Fireworks and sparklers can reach upwards of 2,000 degrees. James suggests using a punk to ignite them.
Keep your body away from the firework device as you light it. Step away at a safe distance and let the show be wonderful without the risk of a potential injury.
Just last year, there were over 14,000 injuries relating back to fireworks throughout the country. That's why officials are making it known to stay safe and responsible.
If you're responsible for putting on the show this year, set down that beer. No alcohol. Alcohol and fireworks, drugs and fireworks do not mix. It's important that you stay sober, be that responsible user, keep everybody safe.
And he adds, have protocols in place so everyone can safely enjoy the fun.
It's just that time of year that you want to be careful with everyone, no matter what activities you're doing.
In Billings, Hannah Pettiferi, MTN News.
And remember, the Billings Fireworks Show is back at Castle Rock Park this year. The event returns to Castle Rock for the first time since COVID, with Metro Park serving as the host the last few years. The fun has already begun with music, live entertainment, food trucks, and games throughout the night. The Celebrate Freedom Fireworks Show will start when it gets dark enough, and a shuttle will be running from Skyview High School and Harvest Church. The celebration for America's birthday front and center in Red Lodge today. Thousands converged on the resort town for the Home of Champions Parade and Rodeo. It's a pastime that dates back almost 100 years, with this year's theme being Glory to the West. Q2's Isabel Sparks was there as patriotism stood tall and proud.
In Red Lodge, there's no playing around when it comes to Independence Day. Friday's parade was the finale of a 3-day celebration and rodeo attended by thousands.
Well, this is where it's at, really. I mean, really, there's so many people, floats, people are so kind, and we just like to support the small town.
And guiding it all are Kathy and Gary Robson.
I have been singing in the parade for over 20 years, but I'm also a parade volunteer. I help do registration, and I help my husband, who's the announcer.
Their work isn't just about tradition, it's personal.
We've pretty much just been involved in whatever we can be in downtown Red Lodge.
And this year marked a special honor for Kathy. She was presented a custom parade buckle for her years of work.
This year I was the recipient of the honorary 2025 Home of Champions Parade buckle. Earning a buckle for your volunteer work is a nice acknowledgement.
With all of the dedication that goes in, there's no surprise of the amount of people that come to watch. But perhaps the best view of it is from above. Pilots Bo Ewald, Drew Daniel, and James Pigeon fly over Red Lodge to kick off the parade, a tradition that's taken flight for over 20 years.
We try to time it so that we fly over when they're doing the Star-Spangled Banner.
For Ewald, who's an Army veteran, it's an opportunity to give back to his community.
I personally feel very fortunate to have grown up in America, in the American system that's full of opportunity and has been great to me. So we're just trying to give something back.
As the planes soar in the sky and trails with white smoke, Kathy down below feels the moment deeply.
I have sung for years, and when I see the planes coming, I get a little catch. I think you have to feel that way to sing the anthem. You have to feel it. You have to appreciate our country.
With the sound of jet engines and the heart of a community, it all comes together for one powerful celebration.
The reaction that we get from people who see the flyover is tremendous, and more than anything, that's why I do it, I think, is just to help put a smile on other people's faces on the Independence Day.
In Red Lodge, Isabel Sparts, MTN News.
Measles continuing to spread across Montana, with another child as the latest case. That case was confirmed in Gallatin County and is due to the exposure from a previous infection. It is the 16th reported case in that county and the 24th measles case in Montana. Over in Wyoming, the Cowboy State has reported its first case of measles since 2010. Still to come on the MTN 530 News on Q2. The president puts pen to paper on his big beautiful bill, but some worry over what it means for Montanans. We'll have the details. And later, lawsuits over laws. 3 measures passed by this year's legislature are stuck in the courts. We'll have the latest on where things stand. We'll be right back.